Hey guys, this is Game Jammin', and today we're going to do a little bit of Parkitect, and I'm going to try to do some simple tips and tricks that I've learned after playing a few missions from the campaign. The first thing I'm going to note is pay attention to the objectives. It seems obvious at first, but one of the important things here is notice how none of these goals talk about how much money that you need to have. That because it doesn't mention money. Some of them do, and they will in later missions. But the current missions, they just don't have money. Is not important to the objective. So feel free to use the budgeting thing to get some loans. So over here in the finances tab, there's the loans that are already sitting there, and you can take 2 of these loans with no issue, right? So you can see active loans 0 out of 2, and no, I wouldn't take them immediately. Just take them when you need them. That way you can avoid paying the monthly fee. Okay, so that's the first tip and trick. Going through here, there's also this advertisements thing here. The advertisement should be thought of as like a multiplier. So the attractions that you have at the park will bring guests in. If you run a campaign on that attraction or just on the park in general, it will multiply the amount of guests that are coming in and will go over the maximum that's supposed to bring in. So something that you can do, I would generally do it toward the end of the campaign, just because it's not necessarily a rush to bring in everybody right now when you've got no rides set up yet anyways. So let's set up some rides real quick, and then we're going to explain some other things further. One of the things to note here is look at this road right here. This is a service road, and you can see in here, this is where the service stuff is. You should plan to have your shops as close to this thing as possible, because otherwise people aren't going to get to it. And it makes it easier for the hauler who has less distance to travel. So let me put some stuff in here, and then we'll go from there. Okay, next tip and trick. So now we've got some stores set up, and you see this little icon. It seems like you're connected to the path, but you're not sure what's happening. You're like, why is it not getting stocked? Now, I'm going to zoom in right here. These are the goods for this store. These are the stores. They obviously have to be stocked. So now this should have been covered in the tutorial, but if you're anything like me, I just kind of blazed through the tutorial. I wasn't really thinking about it that much, so you need to pay attention. So what you need to get goods around is a hauler. You can take a hauler, drop them down, and we'll automatically figure out that something needs to happen. You can see delivering condiments to hot dogs. Start doing the work. It's cool. Now, the hauler really only needs 2 things. He needs a path between the goods, and the hauler can get tired just like any of the other employees. So you either need to have an employee rest stop, which I believe is down here, the staff room, the staff training room, or you need to have a bench. So one of the simple solutions, if you're afraid your employees are going to get tired, grab a bench, and I'm going to put one near here, and I'll even put one over here. Okay, cool. Now the next thing, while this is getting hauled, to taking care of the trash right now, I'm gonna put some rides in here just for funsies, right? Ride in this. We're gonna add start, stop, trick. So a lot of times you might make multiple things. You're doing a whole bunch of stuff before everything gets started. And so you do a whole bunch of things, and you're like, oh, wait a second. I got a bunch of things that need to open because I forgot to open them. So there's a cool thing over here, this little info button, overview. It will give you all your rides, and you can just hit open all. Now it's open. And this gives you a nice, easy management thing to see the prices for all the rides. So if you want to manage all the prices because you're not making money, start clicking the button up and down. Likewise, on all the shops that I didn't open, open all. Close. Open. There, done. What's nice about that is this is an overview of employees, and this is an overview of guests. Very cool little info panel that you should manage up. Okay, so this is going to get stocked over time. Let's go through the staff management, because this is actually important. Again, let's go through the staff one more time. Janitors are pretty obvious. They clean the pathways, and more importantly, they also clean out the toilets. So when you have a toilet later installed, you're going to want to make sure the janitor can reach the toilet. And I believe they service it from the front. But another important part about the janitor is they don't have a negative effect on your scenery, unlike the hauler. People do not want to see the haulers because it kind of destroys the immersion. But anyways, the janitor, hire a janitor, you can walk them around. We'll get to this thing at the end, but this is actually a really cool feature with stones. We have the hauler doing the job, and you can see this store is already filled, and this has probably a little bit few more boxes left to fill. Cool. Mechanics fix the ride. They also fix vandalized objects automatically. So definitely want to have one mechanic, at least one mechanic for your park, and then you can figure out whether you need more or not. Security is what prevents vandals from attacking the park. Again, I don't know how necessary it is in the beginning of the campaign, but especially when you get that notification that there's vandals around, you might as well get a security guard going, right? And finally, entertainers. This can just help with immersion, and I also believe it keeps people happy. And they wear cute costumes. That's important. This tells you the tasks that are available to be done. But the important part is this zone tool at the end. It's super cool. I think it's really nifty. So you know there's a hauler here. Sometimes we don't want the hauler to go anywhere else. Now, this only has one path. But if I open up the path more, then I don't want the hauler to leave this area. So if I go zone 1 like this, if you need to drag it out, just drag out like this. It'll expand the zone. And then I can go to that hauler. Boom. Zone 1. Now this hauler will not leave the area even if there is service path going somewhere else. Is a nifty tool. So that was the staff management system. I'm not going to talk about research right now. The park info, again, if you ever forget your goals, go to park info. You can go check it out. There's also statistics. Opinions is a nice little deal just because it tells you things that are happening in the park. And then this thing is so helpful. Just because, now right now everything's showing us 50% because the park is just opened. But over time that will fill with the guest rating as you get more guests into. So up next is something that I think is a super cool feature. Now, one of the things that we were talking about again was that immersion. People want to feel like they can enjoy the park, enjoy the attractions, and want to see cool scenery. And they don't want to see like emptiness, and more importantly, they don't want to see the bad stuff in the park. They don't want to see this hauler. They don't want to see the service path. So what do? A lot of times, you kind of think like, well, okay, I'll just put some stuff out there, but you can't really tell if it worked or not. The trick is to use visualizer, and then go to, wait, where is it? Decoration. There we go. So this is going to tell you what you should focus on. Anything that's green, probably pretty good. Anything that's red is really bad. And anything that's pink is just telling you this is like the stuff that actually causes badness, if you will. It causes decoration. See, source of bad decoration rating. So, see this red section? Rather than turning it off, I was on a live stream and Crazy Matt Captain that was in the stream was like, hey, why don't you just leave the thing on while you're doing your improvements? I was like, this is such a great idea. Because what's important about that is if you can see it getting fixed, then you know whatever you're doing is working. So let's see here. I'm going to go to structures. We're going to go look for some fences. Let's see if the fences work. So I'm going to put some fencing here. Okay. So now what's important about this fencing is you put that in there. It's like, okay, it's cool, I guess. But they can see through it, right? And every time you see that, it's updating those tiles. It's checking it out. So let's try something else. Okay, that fence didn't work. Let's try this tall fence. No, that was not the tall. Try again. Tall fence. Okay. So we're going to try this one. Okay. It's helping. Oh, look at that. Do you see how the colors are changing a little bit? And so what's nice about the system is rather than doing the guess and check, just look at the thing and go, oh, it did what it's supposed to do or it didn't do what it was supposed to do. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to cover up this thing because it's kind of ugly. Eyesight anyway. Eyesore, I should say. Words are complicated. Now, another problem you're going to notice is that, okay, we solved this problem, right? I'm going to turn off this thing quick. Let's go back to decoration again. It's neutral at least, not pink. So that's a good sign. Looks like there's nothing over here. Cool, great. But there's no trash cans here. Oh, trash cans. What's wrong? Okay. If you don't have trash cans, when people eat their food, do whatever, they're going to throw the trash on the floor. And it needs to get cleaned up by the janitor. But obviously, if you have trash cans, that solves the problem. But unfortunately, having the trash cans brings up a new thing that you need to do. Let's put the trash bin out. For the trash cans, in order for them to be cleaned out, you need to have a janitor. Now, this is the janitor doing her thing. So it's Elizabeth right there. The janitor has to find a place to put the trash if they want to empty the trash can. And unfortunately, the only place to do that right now is in this service area. Basically, they can dump the trash here. Now, you could put out a trash chute, which is totally fine. But let's go with the simple solution. Because in the beginning of the game, you're actually trying to do things affordably, right? You can't just spend money on just whatever you want. And I'm going to create a service task. Now, what's going to be the immediate problem is you're going to say, wait, isn't this going to wreck the decoration rating? And you're absolutely right. It is at the moment, right? So I'm going to give you a cool trick to show you. See how this is now pink again? They're like, oh, I see the service path. That's kind of no good. Okay. Okay. So see, this person's going to come over here, and that's not going to be any good. And on top of that, type bet tool, go like this. By the way, the hotkey for that is P. That's the default binding. But I'm going to block this off because I don't want people to see this, right? And then we're going to put that beautiful, beautiful decos to block off this area. Come on. There you go. Look at this. So what you do, you put this down. On the sign, you can type something. You can be like, no entry. Isn't that cool? It just comes up on the screen. So cool. And then you go, no entry for guests. Oh, look at that. I'm not going to change it to staff only. You can change it to title, though. Staff. I don't know. Whatever you want to put on there. But what's important is once you put on that sign, now people can't enter that area. So if we go back to that decoration rating again, decoration. This is back to normal. There's no pink here anymore. And people can't get back there. Cool. All good. Problem solved. Now, obviously, it's a little bit ugly. You can clean it up. Do what you want. That's fine. But that is a super handy tool, and it's important for the immersion for you. So go fill up your parks, go have fun, and those are some simple tips. If you've got any tips to share, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. I am learning this game as well. I've been part of the beta for a long time, but with the campaign, it kind of changes things to being more real, where before I had no money, so it was like you just kind of did whatever you wanted to do. It's a very fun game. I really hope to hear some more tips and tricks. I'm already starting to learn a little bit about the speed runs for this game. We do have a time of about 3 minutes on the first one. I'm gonna have to try to do some more speed runs, and I'm learning some stuff from that too. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time when I do some more Parkitect. Bye.